Hey guys, Craig's Food and Fun, and we got Bretsky here.
Cheers.
Cheers. Of course, we got our annual, I don't know, been the third year.
Season preview.
Season preview predictions, just bullshitting. I don't think the NHL books are out yet, right?
No, usually September the hockey news comes up with.
Yeah, not till September. Yeah, I got a look like I got a double chin here. It's okay, this guy's making up for it in the belly area too. But hey, it's nice and snug.
It feels good. Hockey season's close. Yeah.
Oh man, I thought.
And then there's more.
And then there's Maud, you know. Oh man, you gotta love that, eh? You know, it's funny how TSN bought that. I don't know, do they use it?
I don't even think they have the rights to it anymore.
I haven't even watched a TSN NHL game in years to begin with.
Let
us know.
Sportsnet is what I got, so.
Well, you have TSN now, don't you?
That's players.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah, that's players.
So I guess we can watch the other games we might miss out on.
Well, that's mostly for CFL.
Yeah.
They got the CFL games.
Alright, well, you might notice something different this time around. We don't have Stephen Harold or the Ginger Snaps here with us today.
No.
You know, it's Monday and other people are going to be working, so yeah. But, excuse me, guys. Alexa, shut up. And there you go, guys. All right, so we're going to maybe just do a bullshitting, have like predictions or something like that. And
I did my homework. I got everything.
Maybe say like
right.
who's going to be your top 10 players or something, or
Top 5 is what I can
top 5 players, or do we say should we spread out these videos, make top 10s or something? Or?
Well, you're gonna be gone for a bit, so
Yeah,
we might as well fit everything in while we can.
All right.
For last year, we had Vegas winning the cup, which was actually kind of a shocker.
Yeah.
Because as soon as Eichel got traded to Vegas, they missed the playoffs. So I just figured he was just a natural jinx. But he kind of put all those jokesters to sleep this season. Had a good regular season. Not quite all-star level, but in the playoffs, I think he was in top 5 playoff scoring this past playoff season.
Well, this will be the first time in a few seasons that apparently the Washington Capitals will have a healthy main 4 to start the season.
Core 4?
Core 4, I guess.
Backstrom, Wilson, Ovi, and Carlson.
Yeah.
Because Hope's gone.
Is it Carlson?
John
Coots?
Carlson. Defenseman.
Oh, yes.
John Carlson.
Coots still there?
Kuznetsov?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay,
But
okay,
he kind of
top
wants.
5,
There's been rumors about a trade request coming in from his agency and all that. So if he goes anywhere, I don't think Washington's going to trade him in the division or the conference even.
Do you think Coots could be good elsewhere, or do you think he's made a name in Washington?
I can tell you one thing: it's hard to trade that contract because everyone's cap strapped, and the only teams that aren't really cap strapped aren't really contenders. And I'm pretty sure he's going to want to go to a contender.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, all right then. I don't know. Top 5. Let's do what team do you think will surprise us this year?
In my predictions, I kind of went over it. I actually got one surprise from each conference, West and East. I got Buffalo making the playoffs in this year's Atlantic Division.
I'd pick that. Yeah, that's a good pick. Yep.
And my Western prediction is Vancouver. I think Calgary's going to make a rebound, and Vancouver's going to jump on that opportunity. I actually got Vancouver ahead of Seattle, too.
Yeah.
Because they got a healthy Demko now. Pedersen's right off a 100-point season. And under Tocchet, they were like 18-11-2 in the regular season.
Yeah.
So you keep up that momentum. They got a healthy Quinn Hughes, who I think can put up Erik Karlsson-like numbers. Not 100 points, but when he was in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Because I really think Quinn Hughes is the best defenseman Vancouver's ever had in their franchise history. Ottawa mentioned the Mattias Ohlund and Sammy Salo, but
Yeah. Speaking of defensemen, Pittsburgh bulked up a little bit in the back end there, eh?
Yep, Dubas. That's why they hired him. He wanted to bring Carlson to Toronto. Shanahan and Maple Leafs management wouldn't want it with that contract, especially while they're trying to re-sign Matthews and Marner and Nylander and that whole group. But Pittsburgh made it work.
Even after his injuries, he still had a stellar year last year.
It's not often you see a 3-way team trade. The last time I think I heard that happen was Ottawa, Colorado, and Nashville in that Duchesne trade. which kind of didn't really work out that well for Ottawa.
Yeah, no fucking Ottawa. Swear to God. Man, the one time Carlson had a chance to play with Hoffman again, he gets traded anyways.
There's a lot of fans upset that DJ Smith didn't get fired this offseason, but
oh, yeah.
Pierre Dorian's putting a lot of faith into the management, the coaching management, so this is probably his last-ditch effort.
Yeah.
If not, then I think Ottawa should hire Boudreaux, because he's available now, too.
Yeah, that'd be a good coach. He's a little bit old, but...
And he's French-Canadian, so...
True, so it might work out better for the management, I guess.
What are your surprise picks from this year?
Like for...
I said Vancouver and Buffalo.
You know what? I think Ottawa's going to finally... I don't know if it's a surprise, but I think Ottawa's going to finally get into the playoffs at least. I don't know if they'll make it...
They've been going up.
I don't know if they'll make it past the first round, but it would be nice to see them at least force a Game 7 or something. Have a Cinderella run like they did back in 2014 when they had the Hamburger. You know?
That was 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Whatever.
21-2 was his record.
Good old Hammond.
Free burgers for life.
Yeah, even if he doesn't play for the
If
team.
that's what it takes to get free burgers for life, you'll never go hungry.
So that's one of my predictions. And then in the Western Conference, or the Pacific, I guess, is Winnipeg in the Pacific?
No, Winnipeg's in the Central.
Okay.
They made the playoffs this past year. So.
I can see Winnipeg going a little bit further in the playoffs this year.
Really? Well, they still haven't traded Hellebuck or Scheifele, so they
Hellebuck's
probably...
their meal ticket, I think, to be honest with you.
They're going to be using them for... Unless shit goes south, then they'll cast them away at the trade deadline. But if they're having a good year, that might convince them to stick around. You never know.
Right. What is... I just said 2, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's all you're asking about.
I agreed with you on Buffalo. That's definitely should be. They've earned it.
Tage Thompson is
they got
making
better
that,
without Eichel, even though Eichel won a cup.
Tage Thompson is making that Ryan O'Reilly trade look pretty good right about now, actually.
Yeah.
I looked bad at first because O'Reilly won a cup and the Conn Smythe at St. Louis.
Yeah.
In his first year there, but Thompson just had 94 points this past season, so he's going to be probably pushing for 50 goals, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, I predict him to get 53 goals this season.
You think McDavid can break 50 again?
Yeah, I got him at 55 this year. 55? But I don't have McDavid leading in goals this year.
Who do you have? McKinnon?
Everyone's been having the turn lately. McDavid, Matthews, but I got Draisaitl at 61. He's going to get 60.
Because in all honesty, McDavid in the past has been more of a helper. Honestly, before his 50 goals season.
89 assists to 64 goals last year. But
yeah. How many goals does McDavid have now?
In his career?
Yeah.
Like 350 or something like that.
Yeah, no shit.
He's almost there, but I know he has 850 points. I know that. He's on pace to probably get 1,000 points this next season if he puts up another 150-point season.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be the fastest player since probably Crosby.
He has 303 goals at the moment.
303 goals. Wow.
I
think it was 300.
How about... I think Draisaitl's got more, probably.
Yeah, Draisaitl's had more 50-goal seasons than Matthew has. Plus, Draisaitl...
306.
Honestly? They're neck and neck.
The only reason why McDavid probably isn't a little bit further is because of his injury that he suffered in his first... And that's what prevented him from getting the Calder Trophy. Yeah.
Don't forget there's also the shortened season in 2021. Everyone only played 56 games, so... So everyone's kind of got cheated out of time a little bit.
True.
That's the thing about it. Growing up, we've seen how many lockouts? 95, 05, 2013, shortened season 2021. It's like at least once a decade there's a shortened season somewhere in there.
Yeah. I think it would be the bearer of bad news, but as long as Batman's in charge, I don't know if Canadian team's ever going to win it while he's under. Like, he's still focused on Arizona, you know? Like
5,000 seat arena is an NHL level standard type of... You know what I mean. Everyone's been thinking it, you know.
But for some reason, it's a good market out there. But I don't know.
Salt Lake City.
I don't even think they sold out that 5,000 person stadium.
Not every game.
Arena.
Not every game.
No. So.
But Houston, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, Milwaukee, Quebec City, of course, and I haven't heard rumors of another team in Toronto, like Hamilton or something like that. So. I think it's been It's been about 12 years since Canada last got a new team, but I think Quebec could use it.
You know what I'd love to see in that first round, actually, between Ottawa and Toronto.
Ottawa and Toronto.
In the first round of the playoffs,
You know what?
That'd be
I even
sick.
have that. Do I have it? Yeah, I have that. I have that.
Sadly, I'd love to see it out of Alberta, but Calgary just seems to be just getting ready to, like, besides they got Craig Conroy up in the office. They got Iginla in there now.
They're gonna shake things up.
They don't have the Huberdeau had a.
They can't trade away Kadri's contract, Huberdeau's contract.
Huberdeau's records last year.
His new
did
contract,
half as good as he did the year before.
His new contract kicks in this year for the next 8 years, so they have him until 2031. Man. It's quite a stretch.
That is quite a stretch. That's
But Kadri and Huberdeau got to step it up in Calgary if they're gonna want to.
If Kadri wants to stay, how many years did Kadri sign? 3?
7.
Yep.
7 years left on that contract. I got the Flames above 500 this year, but missed in the playoffs by 3 or 4 or 5 wins. Man. Yeah, Markstrom. I do think Markstrom, if it's another bad year, he'll be more expendable than Vladar. Seeing how it's more cheaper to keep Vladar around, and I think he put up better numbers down the stretch of last season. So I think if they would have used him more, they would have had a chance. And then you roll with Markstrom in the playoffs, since he's the vet, you got that experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sutter's gone now, and Brad Treveline's gone, and they got Conroy up in the GM booth, and. I don't even know who Calgary's coach is this year. I think they went with somebody internally. And then
NHL.com has their top 20 defensemen up already.
What, is it posted today?
It's August 20, 2023.
Close enough. Yeah. So who's number 1? Let me guess. Cale Makar.
Cale Makar, the Colorado Avalanche. Yep, he's number 1. Number 2, Adam Fox of the New York Rangers.
Mike, came on your hockey pools.
Number 3, Miro Heiskanen.
Miro Heiskanen of the Stars.
Dallas Stars, yep. Number 4, Victor Hedman.
Yeah, he is a Conn Smythe Trophy winner.
Yep. Number 5, Roman Josi.
He had a 96-point year a few years back.
Number 6, Charlie McAvoy. Boston Bruins.
Charlie McAvoy.
Yep, McAvoy. Whatever. Tomato. Number 7, Rasmus Dahlin.
Rasmus Dahlin. Should I just read this list?
No, it's comedy, man. Number 8, Erik Karlsson of the Pittsburgh Penguins now.
Well, now, yeah.
Number 9, Alex Pietrangelo of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Alex Pietrangelo, former Blues captain.
Number 10, Quinn Hughes of the Canucks.
I think he'll be big for them this year.
11, Josh Morrissey of the Winnipeg Jets.
I really thought he was he had a really good first half of the regular season last year.
One player that Calgary should kick themselves in the ass for letting go. Number 12, Dougie Hamilton of the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, Carolina's kicking themselves too, but they're cap strapped. So.
Number 13, Devon Toews of the Colorado Avalanche.
Devon Toews. And by the way, when Calgary traded away Hamilton, they got Lindholm and Noah Hannafin, and that's been working out well for Calgary.
Yeah.
Calgary won that trade because they still have both of those, where Carolina doesn't even have Hamilton no more. So.
Okay, number 14, Jacob Slavin of the Carolina Hurricanes. Did I say that right?
Jacob Slavin.
Fuck you. All right, number 15. Oh, fuck yourself. Is Hampus Lindholm.
Hey, he got one day.
Hey, the Boston Bruins.
Oh, he's been there for a few years.
Yeah. Number 16 is he's definitely a vet. He's been around. Brent Burns of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, you can't botch that name up.
That guy definitely should have had a cup by now.
Well, he's in Carolina. Carolina did have a nice little run to the third round last year.
I remember a few years ago when when Gretzky called Carolina the sleeper of the NHL.
Look at them now.
Yeah, they're still sleeping, I guess. Number 17, the Tampa Bay Lightning, Mikhail Sergachev.
Hey, he
aced
that one. Former Montreal first rounder.
Yep. Number 18, Drew Doughty of the LA Kings.
Yeah, he's going to be a king for life.
Mm-hmm. You don't see very many guys that stick with the teams unless McDavid and Draisaitl decide to resign, which how many years they got left? 3?
McDavid's got 3, Draisaitl's got 2. They got to do something.
Number 19, Brandon Montour of the
Florida Panthers. That was a breakout season. His career high before this year was like 38. He had like 70 points this year.
And then number 20, Shea Theodore of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, he's a good playoff performer.
Yeah.
He was good. He was really good stay-at-home defenseman.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, they have their top 20 centers, but I'd rather just look at forwards. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe they can't figure that part out. But when it comes to all these predictions and who thinks who's going to win whose division and all that noise, I think it's going to be kind of a cut and paste copy of last year.
Yeah.
Besides a few teams, I don't see many other teams falling out. Like, I think I got 3 teams that made the playoffs this year missing out on my predictions for next season. So I think it's about time other teams broke their playoff droughts.
How many divisions are there? 4, right?
There's 4. You got the Pacific, the Central, and the West. And then the Atlantic and the Metropolitan and the East.
Yeah, right.
They used to have 6 divisions.
I think that's what was that one?
That's the Metropolitan.
Okay, the Metropolitan, I think Pittsburgh's going to be
the division winners?
The division winners.
The regular season
winners?
winners?
In the Atlantic, I think Boston's still going to win it.
You think Boston?
I think so. They haven't changed much.
I got New Jersey winning the Metro and Toronto. Because, honestly, it's going to be hard for Boston to duplicate this season for last year. And they've lost both Krejci and Bergeron in this offseason, retiring and all. Even though I do hear Krejci's going to try and play for the Olympics coming up. So
I think, I'm not going to lie, I'm not being biased or nothing or whatever, but the Central, I think Chicago is going to be the sleeper.
They're not going to, you don't think they're going to win the division, do you?
They might not. They might get second. I think Colorado's going to win it, but I think Chicago will be top 3.
Well, I will say one thing. Colorado was hot garbage last year, as advertised. But as soon as Bedard got drafted, they sold out on regular season tickets.
They got a few other players added to that.
A lot of vets. Scoy Perry.
Yeah.
Foligno from Boston. Taylor Hall.
Yeah.
Who I don't know. I don't think you can make Bedard captain, but out of the team they have now,
I don't even think Hall deserves it.
I don't even know. I guess maybe Seth Jones would be the captain. He's a vet defenseman. He's been there for 2 years now, and he makes $8 million a season.
And Patrick Kane's still thinking where to go. Maybe he'll go back to Chicago.
No, he's probably going to go to Buffalo, his hometown.
You never know, man.
I think Buffalo could use a Patrick Kane.
That could be a hell of a team if he goes back.
Patrick Kane and Peyton Krebs and Alex Tuck on the same line. That'd be dope.
And in the Pacific, I think the Oilers are going to win it.
I think the Oilers will win the Pacific Division too, regular season wise, not playoffs.
No, we just saw something today on the hockey guy.
Yeah,
page that said the Oilers lost it in recent years. They've lost to 2 Stanley Cup champions
in a row. Colorado and then Vegas this past playoffs, and it's a catching trend. But if they're playing against the best, eventually they will be the best. But I got the Oilers making the playoffs, not playing LA in the first round. Thank God, because 3 years in a row we kind of get stale.
You don't want to finish the trilogy?
Well, maybe. Well, we saw how that go for Ottawa and Toronto back in the day, huh?
I would love to see Oilers and Seattle go at it. That'd be a hell. I think Oilers can beat them, but
Hot take. I got Seattle missing the playoffs by a hair.
Seattle's underrated, though.
I got Seattle missing the playoffs by a hair. I think losing Martin Jones was some good goalie depth, and now it's pretty much Joey Decord and Philip Grubauer, but Grubauer is obviously the starter.
Here's a hot take. I think Anaheim will do better than Calgary.
Oh, no, I got Anaheim still in the basement of the league. I got San Jose finishing the year at the bottom of the league. That's my prediction. I think San Jose will be the draft league winners when it comes to the lottery this next June.
And shout out to the hockey guy. Go check out his channel, guys. He's really good.
Lots of intellectual,
lots of very good videos,
in-depth hockey stuff.
That guy's a stat magician.
But when it comes to predictions for here, I actually got, when it comes to because people tend to shit on the Pacific Division, saying it's garbage a lot, even though Vegas just won the cup out of the division. But I got an even 4 Central, 4 Pacific making the playoffs. And I'm predicting 3 Metro and 5 Atlantic to make the playoffs, because I think there's a lot of teams on the up. With Ottawa, Detroit, Buffalo.
I still think the Western Conference is the toughest conference.
Usually, growing up in our day, it was Dallas, Detroit, Colorado. Those were the teams to beat.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to division winners, I got Toronto, New Jersey, and the Atlantic and the Metro.
Yeah, I think I said my winners already.
Yep, and I got Dallas in the Central because I think Ottinger is going to be their MVP this upcoming year. And I got Edmonton winning in the Pacific. Now, when it comes to individual stats, I think I said it earlier, Draisaitl. I think he'll get a 60-goal year. He's going to lead all. He's going to win the Rocket.
I think McDavid will hit 50 or maybe get 49.
I think there's going to be 5 50-goal scorers this year again. I got Draisaitl, Matthews, McDavid, Tage Thompson, and Pasternak, because he did have 60 last year.
Pasternak, yeah, he's a really good player. That's for sure.
Chris Kreider had a 50-goal season a few years ago. I think he'll be a sleeper pick for a 50-goal season this year again, since he's playing with the Breadman, Artemi Panarin, and Zibanejad. So New Jersey's set up pretty nice. And I got not New Jersey, New York.
Ah.
A lot of Rangers fans are shaking their fists in air. No, but I got the Rangers making the playoffs, and they won't be playing New Jersey, I don't think. I think it's going to be Carolina and New York in the first round for next year's playoffs.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'd like to see New York Rangers and the Islanders go at it.
I think the Islanders...
the New Yorks.
I got the Islanders on the down low next year. I bought 500, but missing the playoffs by a couple of wins here.
Yeah, it's not bad.
They were kind of handled easily in a quick 6-game series to Carolina last year.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
And that was a good series, though. It was kind of boring, but the first round, the whole first round, that was probably the series I watched the least, because it kind of already figured out that Carolina was going to come out on top. The one big draw, though, was Sebastian Aho versus Sebastian Aho.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, Sebastian Aho is going to win the series. I think they even spelled the same. I haven't even checked that out yet.
Yeah, they are.
They are? Oh, shit.
Pretty sure they are. I don't know. I can't really say names properly like this guy.
No, he don't watch as many highlights as I do. But when it comes to other individual points, I think McDavid's going to have another season-leading... I got him at 147 points this year. So not quite 150, but close enough, I think.
What did he do last year? 156?
153 last season.
153, yeah. That's unheard of since, what, the 80s?
1996. Oh, for the Oilers? Last time an Oiler had a 150-point season was Gretzky.
Huh.
But the last Oiler to have a 100-point season before McDavid was Dougie Waite in 96. He had 104.
Yeah.
But 96 was also the last time somebody had 150 points in a season with Lemieux. And Yager had 149. He was one short.
In 06, right?
1995, 96.
Oh, yeah.
That was the year where Colorado played Florida in the finals. Nobody saw that one coming.
Mm-hmm.
The year of the Rats.
Yeah.
But when it comes to goalies, I think Ottinger is going to lead the league in wins next year with 40.
I'd like to see Shesterkin get some more, get up there again.
I got him at third with 37 wins.
He's a stellar goalie, you know. Just like,
I think the one goalie who's going to come out and probably get some Vezina votes this year is going to be Demko in Vancouver.
Yeah.
I think he's going to put up... He's definitely the starter. He's probably going to play 60, 65 games. You can rely on him for that.
That'd be cool to see, yeah.
And don't forget, he's an All-Star.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
He played in last year's All-Star game.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Let's see, what else you got?
I got rookies. I'll talk about rookies
I don't even know what rookies are in there.
Well, we had a few rookies playing the playoffs this past year. Matthew Nyes for Toronto especially. Assisted on that series-winning goal against Tampa.
Yeah.
I think he's going to... If he's playing with Matthews and Nylander, if they can re-sign Nylander, I think if he's going to be playing with them consistently, he's going to have a 90-point rookie season. Hot take.
I think Bedard's going to be the number one rookie.
I got Bedard at number 2. And I was going to say I got Bedard at above a point a game. I got him at like 86-ish type of points.
It's not bad, yeah.
Other rookies, honorable mentions to Adam Fantilli, Columbus, who they must have been happy landed on their lap. I got him probably getting about 60 points, and you got other guys like Luke Eklund of San Jose.
Did you say Malinsky?
No. I said Adam Fantilli.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got other guys like Luke Hughes, Jack Hughes' brother, who's going to be on the D-line. Luke Eklund of San Jose, and there's many more rookies to name, but when it comes to top 5, I got those guys in my. If you want to have a good hockey pool, and if you're picking rookies, you gotta look out for those fellas right there. Another honorable mention rookie is Don Levi at Buffalo. He played a few games down the stretch, just missed the playoffs, but he's probably going to be the next starter. He kind of reminds me of Steve Mason a little bit when he used to play for Columbus.
Black Ops?
No, a different Mason. So when it comes to playoffs.
Oh man, first round, second round, third round.
Finals. I'm predicting the whole thing. Everyone's making their hot takes. Well, I guess actually if they want to know the whole divisions. I got Toronto at number 1, Boston number 2, Buffalo number 3. And then in both wild cards, you have 2 teams from the Atlantic in Florida and Ottawa. So Ottawa and Buffalo, I think they're finally ready to take that next step. And I think DJ Smith has been around that Kachuk, Stützle, Thomas Chabot core for a bit.
He's division, right?
Yeah. Well, no. Could be 5, depending if how the wild card works out. But in the Metro, I got the Devils, Canes, and Rangers making it. I got Pittsburgh just missing the playoffs. Even with that Carlson addition, I just think they're too old. And it's a young man's league. It's fast. Look at McDavid. Look at Jack Hughes. Look at all these guys.
They still have a ton of skill.
They do.
And patience.
They do. And they did just re-sign their goaltender in Tristan Jarry.
They've all got cups and everything and stuff like that. They got nothing to lose. That's when you're dangerous.
But if you want some teams to make it, you got to take out...
Maybe I'm a closet Pittsburgh fan.
I don't know. But when I was making my predictions, it came down to... For that final 8th spot, I was like, is it Ottawa or is it Pittsburgh? And I was looking back and forth, and Stützle had a 90-point season last year. The first Senator to have a 90-point season since Spezza.
I missed the Ottawa-Pittsburgh rivalry in the playoffs.
07, 08, 10, 13, and 17. Mm-hmm. But that reminded me of Dallas and Edmonton. Ottawa won the first one like Edmonton did, and then they got spanked. Well, they didn't get spanked, but they lost every series after that.
I think Pittsburgh lost a few games one season just to play them in the playoffs.
Yep, because that was 08. That was 2008.
Yeah, you just hear Spezza's like, oh, they want to play us, and we'll do it. No.
In the West, though, I got Dallas winning it, Colorado, Minnesota, and I got Nashville jumping back in. They they missed the playoffs by a few points last year, and in the Pacific, I got Edmonton, LA, Vegas, and Vancouver. So both teams that start with the V make the playoffs. Now, when it comes down to these series, who do you think is going to be the winner chicken dinner? Edmonton, Vancouver. As weird as it sounds, it kind of reminds me of '89 when Vancouver was playing Calgary in the first round. Calgary, of course, was the President Trophy winning team that season and had a lot to prove. They lost to Edmonton and just couldn't quite get over that hump. But Vancouver gave them a run of their money in the first round when Calgary finally went on that playoff run to win their one and only cup. Yeah. But I think they are going to get... I think the Oilers will get at least one cup with both Draisaitl and McDavid.
They have to.
And I think this year will be just as good as any. But I think it's going to be tough. And I think Vancouver will give them a run for their money. Like I said, I think Demko is going to put up Vezina Trophy numbers. You never know. But do you got Edmonton beating Vancouver? I got Edmonton winning in 7.
And 6.
I got Edmonton winning in 7 if it comes to that. In the other Pacific Division, I got a rematch of Vegas' first ever playoff match. Vegas and LA.
I think LA is going to win that.
I think LA, they got Talbots, they got Big Save Dave Riddick, and they also and they still got Phoenix Copley in that, so. Yeah. I think they got more of a better goalie depth than Vegas, even though that's kind of hard to say, seeing Vegas win the cup this past year. But I think LA is good enough to finally make it past the first round. And some teams have a Stanley Cup hangover. So I think Vegas will have a little bit of a hangover.
Yeah, I think Vegas will lose in 5.
I got that series going in 6. Yeah. Now when it comes to the Central, Dallas and Nashville. And we all know that Nashville is a good 8 seed. We saw that in 2017.
Dallas won that in 7.
You got Dallas winning in 7. I got at least one upset. I got Dallas losing to Nashville in 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other Central Division, for the 4th time in their history, Colorado and Minnesota. Minnesota has spoiled Colorado's playoff party a little too soon both times in 2003 and 2014.
Yeah.
Which is funny because that was Patrick Waugh's last ever game played and his first ever playoff series coached. Little ironic history for you. But I got Minnesota winning in 7 because I just think Minnesota's due. They got Kaprizov, they got Fleury and nets. They got other tools down the middle like Zuccarello and Eriksson Ek, Matt Boldy.
I think Colorado will win that one still.
They're probably pissed off losing to Seattle, huh? So I'd be a little PO too. But in the East, you wanted it, you got it. I got Toronto beating Ottawa in 7.
I got Ottawa beating them in 7.
Tool.
Fuck you.
And then in the East, in the other Atlantic, I got Buffalo beating Boston in 6. Buffalo is younger. Boston has that experience, but they lost a lot of depth.
I think based on experience alone and everything, Boston can win in 7. Buffalo make it interesting. I get.
Fun fact: the last time Buffalo made the playoffs in 2011, they played Buffalo.
You gotta bring back the fucking Buffalo for that.
The Goathead.
Yes.
I think that's going to be their new primary jersey this season coming up. They're just tougher to play against.
They won every time with those jerseys.
Every time I think of that, it just reminds me of Hasek.
Yep.
In the Metro, first round, you got Jersey playing Florida in the first round. A rematch of 2012, which ended in Game 7 overtime.
I think Florida's had their last couple of Cinderella years. I think Jersey's going to beat them in 6.
I got Jersey losing to Florida in 7. I don't know what it is, but I think Florida just likes playing spoiler lately.
Yeah.
And you can't... I think they got a better goalie in Bobrovsky than New Jersey does in Vita Vanacek. Yeah. In the other last division in the first round, or the last playoff series, you got Carolina and the Rangers. And I got Shesterkin.
I got Rangers.
I got Shesterkin winning that for the Rangers, yeah. Even though I do think Carolina will have... I think Aho will get them 100 points this year. So I think they'll be good, but New York's just a little bit better.
Yeah, their experience, the goalie situation is just stellar.
Well, Steady Freddy is a good goalie. He's been to the conference finals twice with the Ducks in 15 and Carolina this past year, but not with Toronto. It would have been nice to see that. But
Toronto sucks.
That's our first round predictions. Then I go back to the Western Conference for the second round. Edmonton and LA, 3 years in a row. And, I think LA will be pissed off just enough to beat Edmonton in 7 this year. I
think Edmonton's going to beat them in 7. It's just because, I don't know. But if LA does beat Edmonton, I think they'll...
Do it in 7?
I think they'll do it in 7. So I got them both in 7 either way.
Now, the Central Division final, my prediction is Mini sweeping the Preds, which would be a first ever playoff series between these two. I picked Colorado. You did pick Colorado, but I picked Mini.
Yeah.
I picked both upsets.
I picked Colorado in 6.
So you think Colorado would... So it'd be Colorado versus Nashville. That would be your second round.
Yeah.
All right, so that'd
be an interesting series.
Well, last time we saw that, Nashville got swept. So I'm not quite sure. But Minnesota and Nashville, we've never seen that before. And both teams are kind of due for a little bit of a run. Especially Minnesota.
Yeah.
But that would mean that my predictions for the West Final would be LA versus Minnesota. His would be Edmonton versus Colorado.
Yes.
Now, when you go to the East, we're talking about who's going to get over that hump. Well, Toronto would get suited up against Buffalo in that second round. And we all said Toronto would easily take on Florida. You remember those we won Florida chants? Looking pretty stupid now.
Yeah.
But this year, next year, this upcoming playoff season, I think Toronto will get over that hump and they'll handle Buffalo in 5.
Yeah, I think Buffalo will. No, I think Ottawa will beat Buffalo.
You think Ottawa will beat Buffalo? That would be the 4th time that they would play each other.
I picked Boston to beat Buffalo, so I'm going to pick
Ottawa and Boston, eh?
I'd love to see, yeah.
A rematch of 2017.
Yeah, I think Ottawa. I don't know if Ottawa will win. I would love to see it happen, but I think Boston can win in 6.
All right,
against Ottawa. So.
He got Boston coming out of the Atlantic. I got Toronto. And then out of the Metro Division final, you got New Jersey versus New York. And I got Florida versus New York. So Doesn't matter what you say. I think we're both going to pick New York in this case.
Yeah, I'd pick New York. I like New Jersey, but New York.
Which means that his East final predictions is an original 6 rivalry of Boston and New York. And I got New York and Toronto, another original 6 rivalry.
And I think I'd pick New York to beat Boston.
You got New York going to the finals. Who do you see coming out of the West with Edmonton or Colorado?
I think Edmonton will do it. I don't think Edmonton will win a cup this year, but I think Edmonton will make it to the finals finally. And they will. It'll be a best of 7 series for sure.
So you got the Rangers winning in 7
against
the Oilers.
Yes.
All right. So who do you got for your Conn Smythe Trophy? It's probably going to be Shesterkin.
Shesterkin's going to get that, and he's going to get. I'd like to see him get the Vezina this year too.
That would be his 2nd in 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. The last time we saw something like that was probably the Hasek era.
Yeah.
So no, Boudet. 07-08, Boudet won both Vezina trophies. But I think it's out of the Eastern Conference. I got Toronto and the Rangers. I got Toronto winning that in 6.
Yeah.
And out of the West, an unusual matchup: Minnesota and the Kings. It's both teams kind of. LA hasn't won a cup in 10 years. Minnesota hasn't won a cup in Kingdom Come. They never won a cup, actually. The last time they went to the finals, they weren't even the Wild. They were the North Stars, where they had Mike Modano and all those old fellas. But I got the Kings winning in 7. I think, I know Gustafsson will probably be Minnesota's goalie down the stretch, but I just think that playoff jinx will just keep on lingering for Minnesota. I know there's some Wild fans out there, or not just Wild, but Minnesota fans out there. You guys got the Vikings and the T-Wolves, and I think the Twins are the only franchise that ever won a championship, and that was like 91, I think. So you guys are probably aching for a championship out of the 4 big leagues, but it'll be just a sliver short this year. So
I don't know what's in the fridge. I was going to grab out my mini soda.
Which means that my finals prediction is Toronto versus LA. A rematch of the 93 Campbell Conference Finals, where Kerry Frazier's name is usually brought up and we don't like to talk about it. But hey, Toronto had a chance to go back home on home ice for that Game 7. That's one thing most Leafs won't mention after that Gretzky high stick. It's like, hey, we still had a chance. And Gretzky had the best game of his life. A hat trick and an assist. So,
all right.
And my Conn Smythe winner, Willie Nylander. I think they will get him re-signed, and I think he's going to make that contract look good.
I think he's going to suck.
Anyway, that is our predictions.
Yeah, that's our predictions. That's our kickoff to the preseason and the season and whatnot. So
we're still like a month out from the actual preseason, but training camp.
Still a month up to summer. So
training camp's about 2 weeks away. So
yeah. Hey, look at this and that.
So you got the Rangers for Shesterkin.
Yeah.
So we both got an Eastern Conference team coming out with the cup this year. So I just want to see the Canadian drought ended. And if it takes Toronto, I think, you know what? Even if they don't sign Nylander, they still got Tavares. They still got Matthews and Marner. They just signed Patuzzi, Domi, Klingberg, Reeves, which will make them tough. So I know a lot of Canada's on that bandwagon, but cheers.
Cheers, guys. It's been a slice.
And keep your stick on the ice.
Atta girl.